Hi again. I'm on a bit of a roll today. I wanted to be able to share with you a really terrific experience that's available to anyone, but that is particularly prominent in my life and something I choose on a regular basis because it is so cool and so interesting and so fulfilling for me. It's an experience that is kind of surrounded by all kinds of mystique and probably misinformation. It's an experience that most people have wanted and requested, and yet, as far as I'm aware, not many people dive into. But it's also something that I want to encourage you personally to step into and explore because it's just so wonderful. It's the experience of connecting with or communicating with the divine. Your experience will be different than mine. Your experience will be with different nuances, different language. It's an experience that people through the centuries have sought for and wanted. And the curious thing, the irony of the whole thing is that it's been available to us all along. And it goes on all the time anyway, because it's that intelligence from the universe that is running in the background and taking care of all of our body systems and the connectivity we have with other animals and plants and the network that we are as a culture and as a universe. That's been going on all the time. We're just not aware of it. I'm encouraging you to turn it into a practice that goes on at a more formal level, at a discussion level, as a dialogue. I call it divine dialogues because it's like you're communicating with a friend. You're not using your lips and your ears, you're using your mind, but the conversation model is there nonetheless. Only it has some deeper aspects to it as well, which is to they sense you at the soul level, what's going on with you, and they have many more sensors connected to you because you're connected at the thought level and also deeper inside. But that makes it even more interesting, more kind of appealing because there's no deception, there's no hiding anything. It's completely open. It's very freeing, as it is sometimes scary because sometimes facing your own stuff and your own emotions and knowing that someone else senses them intimately is very difficult and it can be actually very tiring. So that's the process. That's the introduction I wanted to give with you. And then I wanted to take some time and share with you what that connection means to me and what it could be for you. So I'm going to communicate now with the big guy, the masculine divine that we affectionately call God. That's what I call him. We could call him anything you want. Doesn't really matter to him. But this is the entity that many of us talk about and swear about and all these kind of things. But this is the man. This is the one that in my early upbringing I was afraid of and I felt like was judging me. And now we have a great relationship. It's full of love and care and humor. And it's also a sense of awareness for me, a sense of connectedness to the universe that has long been a great, great help for me in all my little personal stuff. I'm going to just get online with him and share what I sense he has to say and share that with you now so that you can get a sense for the type of conversations that are available to anyone who is willing to step up to this kind of expression, if you will, a type of conversation. When you teach people about ideas or concepts, you teach them what you are. You teach them what you are learning. You teach them what is going on with you currently and in the recent past. So if you want to teach, it behooves you to be a person who is interesting, who is intriguing, who has thought out the ideas and the concepts that you are, who has direction and desire to improve and to step up. Can you see this? Before you ever even think about trying to teach another person about a particular concept or idea, it's important that you are taking the time to be that concept. How can you teach someone about love if you don't know how to love? How could you teach someone about joy if you always walk around with a sullen face and don't really have much fun? How could you teach someone about gratitude if you walk around feeling like you deserve certain things from life and that life owes you? It is antithetical to the whole notion of teaching to try to propose concepts that people will know immediately that they're not a part of you. It doesn't make any sense. It's only sensible if you have put in the time and the effort and the work in that area to personally be that. If you want to teach motivation, then you need to be motivated. You need to have absorbed and be able to emanate the energy of getting things done. Now, it's not to say that you have to be perfect in any one area, because perfection is a nebulous concept that you don't really have an understanding of anyway. It's not to say that you have to have lived this concept, this idea fully for so many years. There are not those criteria, because certainly there is a place for teaching where you are right now, and that place may consist of a myriad of different concepts. But it's important that you teach and understand what you are, and what's important to you. Why am I telling you this? Why am I sharing this with you? It's because each of you has an interest in being better. Many of you have an interest in sharing your ideas and concepts with others. Most of you do that, either as a parent or as a teacher or just as a friend. It's important that you recognize and understand that to teach effectively, it means that you are conscious of what you are, what you're capable of, but more importantly, what it is that you've applied your energy, your attention towards, and that you make those applications early in your life, so that you can develop those over time. That is what Jesus did. He started very young and applied himself with some very profound and very interesting concepts. And he became that. They became him. And therefore he could teach them so effectively. When you think about the love that he gave, the insights that he shared, they're wonderful. They're wonderful to you because you sense them, you feel them deep within you. We are all connected. We are all a part of each other. And so by exploring and developing yourself, exploring what you can do, expanding your own possibilities, rigorously going after improving yourself, you can then elevate the all, and you can also show others what you are, perhaps even without saying one thing. That is the most effective of all learning. After all, how do you learn from God? How do you learn from me? You don't know what I look like, if I look like anything at all. You don't know what I have to say unless you ask. You don't know hardly anything about me except what others have told you. So, how do you sense what it means to be divine, since you don't have any information about that? You sense that from within, at the soul level, because your soul is a part of God. Your soul is divine as a part of this bigger combination. And so you know this at some level. The more aware you become, the more in tune you become with yourself at the soul level, the more you become aware of your own divinity. And the more you become aware of what it means to be divine as I am. There are many opportunities there for you to learn and expand. And I'm encouraging you each to take a few, become excellent at them, mostly because it improves the quality and the quantity of your life. And then when you become good, when you become well-grounded, when you become a certain level of competence in those areas, people will see them. And then if you want to share, you want to give and teach, then you can speak about these things in such a way that it will assist everyone that's around you in such a way that will be beneficial both to you and to those around you without any kind of confusion, because they sense that it's you, that's a part of you, that you are expressing your greatest qualities and your divinity through these principles and characteristics that you've worked at. So there's something for you to think about. Teach. But teach what you are, because you have developed those qualities and characteristics within you with consciousness and rigor and energy. And then things will really start to shift and change for you and those around you. Isn't that cool? It's great stuff. I feel very grateful for the opportunity to share this with you. It's not because I'm anything. I'm not. But there is this opportunity to share the ideas. And I promised them that I would. And I do. And I do without any hesitation or reservations. Well, maybe a few reservations about the outcome and what people say. But I share it with you in sincerity and with a grateful heart for the opportunity, in hopes that it will inspire you and also teach you with the ideas that they share with me. So thanks for listening.